baby said she wanna swing with the Bushman. Cause she know we do our thing in the bush and got her looking so clean with the rough stance. Yeah, quick to change the scene with the Cushland. You can join the whole team cause the bush wins. Yeah, I'm quick to change the scene to Cushland. Yeah, I'm quick to change the scene to equal line. Let me up about mine, the bush, understand. I said you will be the one I will meet with that beautiful smile and that sexy physique. Wearing those same colors, running, trying to get away from lame brothers, but you can't change what they don't meet me. I'm your Nubian lover with plans to make you a Nubian mother. That's long term, the short term don't take it too far. You got the juice bar, building on vegetables, so holistic, my holistic missus. Got me in dogs with your gifts and fitness. The L natural, yeah, that's so my style. We can grow our towels through ingredients. Only the baddest queens who they ever see me with. Big Papa Tunde and 6-minute lips with no lipstick. That's a natural kiss. These are actual black fists faced up together as one unit.
Well, if you got money, they know what your name is.
I love y'all, family. Ekabo. Welcome on into the House of Confirmations. Ashe Adupwe. Family, you already know when coming into this house, we unplug, we disconnect ourselves from the matrix way of thinking, and our whole ideology you was thrown into. Also, family, we going ahead, take a deep breath in, inhaling in through the nose, out through the mouth, releasing all of the poison and pressure that was picked up while you was plugged into the matrix. Ashe Adupwe. Family, I am your Baba Oyeyemi, initiated ancestral priest over 23 years now. Ashe Adupwe.
I'm Omitola Ajebola. I'm a prophetess, messenger, and healer, and we are
the House of Confirmations. Ekabo.
Ekabo means welcome. Come on in, family. Ashe, happy Wednesdays. It is Wealthy Wednesdays in the House of Confirmations. Tonight's discussion, we will be discussing wisdom is wealth.
Ooh, wisdom is wealth. Can we talk about a King Solomon?
Ashe, definitely, family. Wisdom is wealth, okay? We invest in wisdom because wisdom is our wealth.
Ashe, we understand it. In order to obtain wealth, you got to be quite wise. You got to be quite wise. Why? Because we know too many people out there have obtained wealth and blew it. We knew people out there obtained wealth and didn't know how to keep it going for them. So yes, family, wisdom is wealth, because when you're wise enough, you know how to make money and keep it.
Absolutely. Obviously, family, if we come from rulers and original beings, we come from wealth. So somewhere down the line, the wisdom of obtaining wealth and the upkeep of wealth was not passed down. Okay, family, we can all look within our family bloodlines and see that there were certain people that would have status, that were of great notary, great stature, okay, that may have been known within a community, had good paying jobs, had land, had businesses, and not many of those things got passed down throughout the generation. So we're going to have to unlearn some things and relearn some things and reteach the generations to come the wisdom of having wealth.
You know, someone say there's a terminology, ooh, that was a fluke. You can't do it again. A wise man can do it over and over and over again because he knows the formula how to do it. Versus, oh, you got lucky and stumbled upon something. We don't want to give family the blessings of luck, the family blessings of stumbling upon something. You just may happen to run into something in your life, and perhaps you can make something of that. A wise man knows how to make things continuously going.
That is so true, family. That's why in the House of Confirmations, we don't sell fish. We teach you how to fish, okay? All of the services that we have, as you book these services and book these consultations, you are also receiving the wisdom and the knowledge of what you could do on your own end about these things versus just being a shop that you could come and buy things at and buy trinkets and buy things to soothe your symptoms. This is actually a school. It is actually a church as well as a wellness center. Or as you're coming in, getting the information, the counsel, the guidance, okay, the messages, the healing, you're also learning along the way.
I say, which goes into wisdom. We're going to teach family how to fish, not giving family fish to feed you for a day. We're going to let family know exactly how to continue with the wealth.
Absolutely, family. We see that Miss Danielle is coming in with high energy.
I shall laugh ya, Miss Danielle.
Yeah, we send this energy back to you 10 million fold. Blessings to you and your family business. Divine healing, okay?
I say, how is my brother Robert over there doing? How's the babies doing?
Hey, babies. Definitely, I will be in Louisiana soon. Definitely hope that we can see you all, family.
I say.
Yes, family, we are very excited. We also have the 2022 HOK Luxury Wellness and Healing Mansion Retreat. Okay, family? Yes, we have finalized the date for the retreat.
I said, for those who've been waiting for the details, the flyer has just been sent out. Family, make sure y'all book y'all tickets if y'all want to have that special intimate time with the House of Confirmations. I said.
Absolutely, family. We hope to see each and every one of you all at the HOK Luxury Wellness and Healing Mansion Retreat. Okay, family, this retreat will be located at a mansion, a beautiful southern charming mansion in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, along with this mansion, we have the combinations of transportation and concierge, as well as house staff and rating staff. Okay, family, so definitely come out and experience the life of luxury, all alongside healing, purging, releasing, removing, as well as manifesting.
I say, and I want to go ahead and state that for those who call themselves kings and queens, well, let me tell you, you're going to have to remind yourself that you are kings and queens by actually being around royalness, by actually being around the things that kings and queens are around. You can't just be in the hood talking about I'm the king of my hood. No, you have to actually know what it means to be pampered like a king, to be pampered like a queen. I say, Lafayette Taylor, thank you for tuning in. We got to know what it means to pamper ourselves like royalty. That is exactly why we are giving family that opportunity to stay in a mansion. And yes, get pampered. Go ahead and get your butlers, get your maid in. Go ahead and see how that feels.
Absolutely.
This is an experience.
Yes, the warrior healing experience, definitely the environment plays a big part in what we're seeing, what we're waking up to, what we're lying down, going to bed to, what we're around. Okay, the energy that around us. So bringing the energy of wealth around us to this retreat. Alafia, Robert, thank you so much for tuning in. So bringing this energy around us, hosting this healing experience, releasing, removing, purging, manifesting. Okay, family, we have so much planned for this 3-day event. All right. Trust us. This has been planned for 2 years now.
2 years, family.
We are so excited. We hope to see each and every one of you all. This is also a day retreat. Okay, family? We only have 10 vacancies for lodging accommodations. Okay? Even though it's a mansion, we will not be bump begging and sleeping bagging it.
Lord,
I'm sorry.
I've done it before. Not my personal retreat that I've thrown, but I've actually gone to retreats. I'm gonna tell a story. I'm like, all right, fam. Before we open up, I do pray, family. Make sure that when y'all are coming on in, that you are loving, sharing, tagging family on in. Yes, we will be getting into prayer. So I know the lovely goddesses is coming in with your head wraps on, looking just as beautiful as your Omi Tola Ajay Bola. Ashe. Family, let me tell y'all a story. And this actually goes into when I was initiated into Egungun society, me and my brother. My mother, and not everyone can say this, my mother made sure that she booked a mansion for us. It was a beach house mansion that we was initiated in. And let me tell you, It was beautiful. We had golf carts and everything. It was what you would call a retreat. Well, the entire village, Oyotunji, calling y'all out. Oyotunji African village out in South Carolina. Well, most of the time, the drummers, the king, the chiefs, they will all stay wherever my family is staying. And this house had about 10 rooms, and it was a lot more villagers than the 10 rooms. So family, all the villagers ended up staying in the rooms, while somehow me and my brother and my siblings, we ended up sleeping on the couch, on the pull-out couch. So, and that it reminded me, like, no, we're not going to do the pull-out couches for family, because we don't did it. We don't see family pile up in this big old beach house to enjoy the luxury.
Yes. We've seen it. We've experienced it. We've been those children, those adults. Family. HOK will not. HOK will not be piling the HOK family up in sleeping bags. Okay. So that means even though this is a mansion, there are 8 bedrooms. All right. And we have 10 vacancies for lodging accommodations. We have 5 private master bedrooms available with their own private balcony. Okay. And then we have 2 shared rooms available, which we recommend for those who are coming in as families or groups. All right. The 2 shared rooms, we have 1 room with 2 beds in it, and 1 room with a queen bed and then a bunk bed, single bed in there. Okay. Alafia Jennifer from South Carolina.
Alafia Jennifer. As we were just speaking on South Carolina, shout out to Oyotunji once again, which is out in South Carolina.
Yes, and as a confirmation, we don't use the greeting hello because we don't want to open up the hell or low vibrations or portals, but we do exchange the greeting of peace, and we say it in the language of Arabic, which is Alafia. So if you hear family saying Alafia, Shay Alafia Ni, they're saying peace be unto you. So as you're coming in, and we want you to be family, and we would love for you to be family, we want to let you know that we don't use those words. We don't want those energies in our house. So we extend that education to you. We hope that you use it as well.
I do pray. Yes, we got family rules, house rules, trust me. And they're all beneficial. And being into this house, you'll be finding yourself learning a lot of things that will be beneficial for you as well. For it's not just beneficial for you not to use hello in this house, but anywhere. Family, we must understand words, hell and low, 2 vibrations that we are trying to stay far from.
Absolutely, definitely. So family, as you are coming in, don't forget to like, love, share, tag like-minded people, like-minded groups, okay? We haven't got the cutoff yet, but do know that we have live mini readings available, only 10 slots available for this live. And family, we're talking about this juicy, nice retreat that we have coming up. The dates are June 24th. Much love, Miss Jennifer.
That's what we're talking about.
Much love, Goddess.
That's what we're talking about. I do pray.
Thank you so much. We hope to see you tuning in often.
You family now. See what you don't do? You don't make yourself family.
Yes,
I'm coming knocking, asking for some sugar later on.
Right, mothers of the church. Deacon board, please welcome our visitor, our newcomer into church this night, Miss Jennifer. We know you all gonna take good care of her. Also, the dates for the retreat are June 24th through 26th. For those who are lodging, it will be June 24th to 27th. You will check out on the 27th. This is a 3-day event. Okay, so there are tickets available for the day retreat. For those who do not make the first come, first served, only 10 vacancies available. You can still attend a retreat. You just have to accommodate your own lodging. All right. And it's okay because we still have chauffeurs and drivers and concierge transportation. If you want to be chauffeured from your lodging to the retreat back and forth, we can set that up for you, family. All right. So just because we don't want everybody piling in the living room of the mansion, we are only having vacant available the bedrooms in the mansion. All right. So family, that is first come, first serve. Do know that the $300 deposit, security deposit to reserve your room is due by May 15th. Okay, family. So May 15th, $300 deposit reserves your room. Do know they are first come, first serve. The tickets to attend the 3-day event, the 3-day retreat are $500. Okay, so if you're not lodging with us, it is $500, and that covers all 3-day events, as well as vegan soul food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay.
Family, that alone right there. The vegan food, family, I'm gonna let y'all know. Don't get scared when you hear vegan food. Y'all about to have vegan soul food. I'm talking about eating real good and not feeling the guilt.
Absolutely,
That part,
definitely.
family.
Yes. We're having holistic massages available, guided meditations, workshops, one-on-one etiquette, warrior etiquette, spiritual traditional culture etiquette. We have so much in store for family. We're hoping to see each and every one of you.
I say, I especially like the holistic healing because that is something that we cannot offer on live. That is something that we cannot offer through the computers, through the phones. Family, when the quarantine hit, that really set us back. That's why we've been planning this trip for 2 years now with family. And we're not going to wait for them to come out with another virus. So that's why we want this to hurry up and go ahead on through and meet up with family. Definitely a lot of healing, hands-on healing that is needed for family. This will be at the retreat as well.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
I say I'm very excited. I know you got some healing hands. I know I got some healing hands over here, family. If y'all ain't never had a massage before, make sure y'all get a massage from the House of Confirmations.
Absolutely.
I say
Definitely. Have a lot of testimonials from our massage services as well. Speaking on testimonials, shout out to those who participated in the Prosperity and Success Ritual Sunday. Okay, we already getting results. We're already getting reviews, family. We know y'all done seen the reviews scroll across your timeline. Don't be hating now.
And I know some of y'all already done seen some results and haven't left your review yet as well.
Absolutely. Definitely shout out to Marcus who left a review on his Botanica bath that is healing his rheumatoid arthritis. We are so proud of that.
Shout out to the Botanica on mirrors. I say all praises due.
So family, make sure that you are ordering your spiritual baths on the HOK. And if you missed out on a Prosperity and Success Ritual, don't worry, okay? You are able to purchase the items that were used for this ritual, which was our money rice, our money oil, juju money waste beads, as well as you can order the money bath or get your own personal money ritual.
I say, and they have been popping. I think families are really seeing results the next day.
Next day results, absolutely next day results. So you don't have to wait a long time using these products to see results. Our money rice has been charging for 6 months now. Okay, so we waited 6 months for it to absorb all the energy and release to the public, and we're seeing quick, fast results. Okay, family. So make sure that you all contact us for more information on how you can purchase the items that were used for the Prosperity and Success Ritual this past Sunday.
I say, family, I know y'all are out there getting your head wrapped, so I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more time before we open up into prayers. I say, do not forget to like, love, share, tag family on in there. Mothers of the church, I thank you all. See family out there already tagging family on in. I do pray Alafia to all the newcomers coming in. You can do the same as well. Make sure that you are like, loving, sharing, and tagging family on in. Let them know the House of Confirmations. We are here. It is Wisdom Wednesday, family. And yes, we will be getting into these messages. Y'all pray that Facebook don't be trying to block us because DJ Papa is back on the ones and twos.
I don't want to do Yes, I love when DJ Papa is on the ones and twos. Family, y'all pretty quiet out there.
Actually, I was just about to say, Robert, is that you spitting the flow? I hear you, brother. Speak up. If that's you spitting the flow. Yes. Danielle, tell your husband, go ahead. Family, ready to get into these prayers. Ready to get to these messages.
I need to feel a little bit more energy from family. I don't believe they're ready for these messages.
Definitely.
Y'all feel like y'all tired and ready to go to bed. Now, if y'all ready to go to bed, y'all can let us know. Y'all are resting.
Family resting. I think family said, what's going on, family?
I'm so glad to see Danielle finally be able to tune in. She was always a part of that late night.
Yes, she was. We know our late night crew. I know late night crew gonna be hopping in here in a second with that energy, that vibrant energy.
Absolutely, family. Definitely raise the vibration, raise the frequency so we can get these high, elevated messages.
High vibes, family.
High vibes. Higher the messages. Definitely higher the frequency, the higher quality of messages, the stronger quality of messages we'll receive. Definitely having to cut out all of the energy of the lurkers and the dead weight. Thank you for the love, family. We see there is a love war going on. Let me go ahead and jump into this love battle.
Looking for more energy from family so that we can go ahead and open up these portals, open up these realms, and go ahead and get into these messages, family. Let us know that y'all are still out there. If not, definitely we can go ahead and let spirit know they can come back another day.
Right, as I keep going out and coming in to make sure.
That looks like they got much energy tonight. All right, Miss Tugger J.
All right, family. We see you coming on in. Thank you, family. Lafia Brianna.
Asha Dupe. Y'all see, family, she's so thankful for being tagged in because we see that Facebook is blocking and hating and not giving out the notifications when they're supposed to be. Family, make sure that you, when you are in the House of Confirmation, that you are subscribed and you're hitting that notification button so that you can get notified every time we go live as well.
Absolutely, family.
Because I already feel spirits coming down. You want to go ahead and open up?
Yes, family, we go ahead and open up. Now, do know, family, we do have new rules for the live readings. Oh, family, we've been dealing with this for 3 years now with Facebook.
The hate is real. The hate is real, family. For those who do not understand, we have been in a constant battle with Facebook and YouTube to getting our videos out there. Family, this is the information that we have been coming out with should have been gone viral. But family, Facebook has not been pushing our videos out there. That is why we are asking family to make sure you are like, loving, sharing, and tagging family on in. This is the only way we're going to get this information out there because Facebook is not. Unless we are twerking and slapping someone upside the head, it will not get shared, family.
It won't. Definitely so true. We have over 40 videos right now that we are disputing with Facebook because they're saying the information that we say is false. And y'all know we're messengers. So Alafia, Miss Hawa Sophia, you have to be returning, family. Your energy feels
I was say, I believe Miss Hawa's been in here before. You've been here before with us? Yes.
Yes. Family, you all missed the announcements. We have the HOK Luxury Wellness and Healing Mansion Retreat coming up, family. Okay, you all don't want to miss that. That is June 24th through the 26th. We're about to open up in prayer and open up the reading board. Now, family, this is exciting as well. Okay, this is very, very exciting as well because we have new rules for the reading room. Okay.
Ooh,
So,
y'all ready for this?
yes, family, as you all donate and book your live mini readings, do know that you will be called in a personal chat room with HOK to get your reading. Also, for those who donate into the group collective reading, you all will be called into a personal chat room as well. Okay, family?
Mhm.
So, very, very exciting. We miss seeing you all pretty faces. When we did live on our personal pages, we was able to call you up, but they don't have that option for the business profiles on Facebook. So we found a way to get it done ourselves.
Yes, we did.
So
family.
do know that when you do book your live mini reading, you will be sent a link to call in.
I say, yeah, family, we like to call it the MVP house.
Yes, the VIP house, the VIP
Excuse me,
room.
yeah, the VIP room. Family, because we realize that when we do these group readings, a lot of family is just really taking from and not giving back. So yes, we're gonna make it a lot more personal for those who are booking their live readings. They will be and they will not be personal. They will still be in the inbox. But yes, family, it will be within a group. And yes, you will be up on video. So, family, for those who are ready to get their readings face to face, yes, family, go ahead and get your head wraps on, get your
Please.
makeup done. Make sure you got your beds made if we gonna be in the room with you because family, you're gonna be up on camera. We will be asking you for your camera to be on.
Yes, your camera does need to be on. Your face will not be on our live. We will be able to see you. Family will be able to hear you. But your face will not publicly be on our live, but we will be able to see you, and we need your camera on as well.
Ashe. All right, family, ready for these prayers?
I know I am. Oh, Mama still got my bell.
Omi tutu o na tutu ile tutu egungun tutu orisha. Olódé máa mọ ojúbà gbogbo ìkóló ẹ̀sẹ̀ ìbáraṣẹ olódé máa mọjúbà ìbára sọ̀rọ̀ mọjúbà ìkẹlẹ́ ní ìmọ̀ ìbára sọ̀rọ̀ mọjúbà mẹ́ẹ̀gùn ìbára sọ̀rọ̀ mọjúbà bábá lọ́pọ̀ ìbára sọ̀rọ̀ mọjúbà ẹ̀gùn yẹyẹ ìbára sọ̀rọ̀ mọjúbà oyàrá sí ní tẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀gùn lẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí báyìí yẹyẹ mọjúbà ọkùnrin bá mọjúbà olùṣègùn mọjúbà gbà mọjúbà gbọlẹ̀ mọjúbà adébọlọ mọjúbà akínwọmi kíkà máa ṣe oṣù ẹ̀dẹ̀ olùṣègùn kíkà máa ṣe tí black bulb olùṣègùn kíkà máa ṣe ọba bí fún magic bag olùṣègùn kíkà máa ṣe olùṣègùn kíkà máa ṣe ọba bí ogunlọla kíkà máa ṣe kímẹ ẹgbẹ ẹgúngún ìwé 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 aláfẹ ìwé ayọ ìwé owó kọsí kọsí ẹfọ kọsí wàhálà kọsí transition kọsí political kọsí respect kọsí bullebu kọsí anything that could get our destiny àṣẹ antiboy any man name ìwé sociality ìwé ìwé àṣẹ. Àṣẹ dúpẹ́.
I believe the cutoff is what, 1
We're actually going to give the cutoff time to be 12:45, family. 12:45 Eastern Time, 12:45 a.m. Eastern Time. That is a whole hour from now, family. You have 1 full hour to go ahead and book. We have 10 slots available. It is Wisdom Wednesday, and yes, we are going to be speaking on wisdom is wealth. Family must understand how important wisdom and wealth goes hand in hand. King Solomon teachings. For those out there praying for wealth, are you wise enough what to do when the wealth comes to you? Or when the wealth does come to you? Do you know what you're going to be doing with it, where it needs to go, where it needs to be placed, how to treat wealth when it comes to you? Are you wise enough for these things? Wisdom, family, does indeed tie in with wealth.
Yes, family, definitely on this Wealthy Wednesdays. But as we are getting into the group messages and the personal readings, definitely want to be covering what wisdom is needed. Okay, what information is needed to propel, to increase our finances, to be able to elongate generational wealth. So definitely we'll be personally asking the Holy Spirit, what are we needing to know regarding wealth? Okay, what wisdom? We must pray for the wisdom. We cannot pray for the money without the wisdom, or you will forever be praying for money over and over and over and over again. Praying for the wisdom allows you to learn how to grow your money, how to have your money grow itself, make itself, residual income. Okay, that's a part of generational wealth as well. Being
I
able,
say,
yeah, definitely.
if we continue to pray for money to get us out of situation, do we not understand by now that the matrix is going to bring another situation to you anyway? So let's say you don't pray for $100,000. $100,000. Woo! I don't pray for it. It don't hit. Now you don't know what to do. You just happy the 100,000 hit. Life don't hit you with something that now you need to spend up that 100,000 quite fast. And now you're in a position of praying for more money. Well, how wise are you looking to the spirits? Just to keep giving, just to keep giving, just to keep giving. They know more stuff is gonna come up. That was a seed for you to sow. King Solomon, the wisest king of them all, and the richest, the wealthiest king of them all in history, had nothing to do with race. He prayed for wisdom, and because of that, he was given all the riches, all the wealth. Ashe. He was asked for wisdom. He asked for wisdom how to guide his people, and with that, he was going to need money. With that, he was going to need land. With that, he was going to need all these other things. But because he prayed for wisdom and how to discern spirits, that is why he was given the wealth.
Ashe. That is how he became the wealthiest man and king of all time. He prayed for wisdom. Family. That's why we are lacking financial literacy, because the education that they provided was not for wisdom. It was not to be wise. It was only to be smart. Okay. So a lot of people pride themselves off of being smart. When being smart is only the ability to be able to repeat what you've been told. Okay, being able to repeat, being able to remember things, easily programmed. All right. When it comes to intelligence, it's being able to reword what you've been told, what you can repeat in your own words, being able to, share it from your own point of view. That's being intelligent. Taking what you've learned to become smart, being able to break it down and bring it back in your own way, in your own words, and it still means the same thing. That's intelligence. When it comes to wisdom, it's being able to apply the things that we have learned. Okay? Being able to apply it versus just know it, versus just repeat it, or I've heard of it, or I could tell you this, I could say all these words to sound smart, but in my everyday life, still struggling to apply this knowledge that we've came across. That is affecting finances. That is affecting generational wealth. To be able to talk a good game, but can't cash the check to back it up. We must study to show thyself approved. Okay? Because since the end of slavery, our people done came into some money, and we can no longer blame other races and opposite forces of why we can't get a hold of passing down our wealth to the next generation.
No, we cannot.
Because each generation are going to come against their own trials and tribulations, then their own tests for their own testimony. Does that mean that they shouldn't receive wealth from the previous generation because the previous generation went through something? No, we're all going to go through something. So that can no longer, trauma can no longer be an excuse of why we don't have generational wealth. Caucasians have trauma and they still have generational wealth. Asians have trauma and they still have generational wealth. Many cultures, many ethnicities, nationalities go through their own trauma from their own demises on their own land, within their own culture, within their
All right, we're back, family. Y'all know when the screen go black, we will be back. Y'all know that
Absolutely.
Facebook, as we spoke, be trying to block these messages.
Still gonna get them out.
Now, sometimes we gotta say these messages are brought to you by. We can't even say that, family. We can't. We ain't even got them in our corner like that. These messages are brought to you by Spirit.
Right.
Blocked by everyone else.
Absolutely. Definitely, it's so true. Okay, you got other nationalities dealing with incest and all type of nasty stuff, just like our people do. Okay, don't think our people is the only people experiencing abuse and trauma. All right, and you will still see in the midst of their abuse and trauma, generational wealth.
One thing about the Jewish community is that they are big on generational wealth. I mean, the bar mitzvahs. Have you ever had a Jewish friend? Have you ever seen Jewish children grow up and ever want for anything? The children, not even the adults. I'm talking about the children. No, you never have. They are already set with generational wealth by the time they hit 16, 15, 14 years old. By the time they hit their bar mitzvahs, they already got 3 businesses in their name. Generational wealth coming to them for their children, and they ain't even got children yet. We see other communities. My goodness, the Asian community. You know how they do generational wealth? With wisdom, with knowledge. They make sure if you're going to do anything, you're either going to work in this family business and do some nails, or fry some chicken wings and some fried rice, or you're going to take your ass to school. Oh, there's options for their generational wealth. You can go to work or you can go to school. Our people, we just doing it. Don't know what we're doing. Just surviving. We're still stuck on survival tactics.
Welfare, public assistance. Go to college and get a student loan for it.
Slavery is so bad in the mind that we think that we need these assistants instead of out there just doing it. Y'all, we make the most money. They didn't say that we spend the most money. They didn't say we spend the most food stamps. We spend the most welfare. We spend the most assistance from the government. We spend the most money. That means we are making the most money, family, and we are not using the money wisely. And let's say, all right, everyone said, well, ain't no way I'm getting that much money. But then we got to start to look at, it's a whole lot of us then. To say that we are spending more than the rest of the populations in this world. We're spending more than them.
Group economics.
We learned that in group economics. So whether you want to say, oh, it's a handful of us on this planet, on this earth, or we are the majority on this earth. Either way, family, we got to be more responsible when it comes to wealth. When wealth does come our way. That means we're going to have to pray for wisdom. Wisdom before wealth. It does not come, oh, let me get the wealth and then I'll become wise and know what to do with it. That is so backwards, family. We're going to have to apply the wisdom that we are obtaining so that we know what to do when it comes.
Absolutely.
A lot of business people know this. It's called investment. They go and they study these things. They put in that wisdom, that time, that knowledge, studying before they go start making the money. Is that not what college is? And the promise of when you come out of college, when you obtain the knowledge, then you will get the wealth. But we feel as if because we didn't go to college, we're going straight to the wealth, right? And you're still losing out. You're still not understanding why we are not obtaining this wealth. We are the community that's not going to these high prestigious schools that teach us wisdom before wealth. We're out here just trying to get the wealth and praying that wisdom come along the way. And now we're talking about we street smart. While they book smart and they got longevity wealth. They got generational wealth because they are book smart. But here we are street smart. Oh, I know how to hustle and grind. I know how to get it out the mud. I know how to get it where I live. But at the same time, we have nothing to give down to the children. So now they got to hustle and grind. And now they're jealous because the other nations got and we don't. We don't have to go to these schools, and this is what we've been teaching in the Bible studies. You don't have to go to these prestigious schools to actually get some wisdom, some smarts about yourself. We can actually do this at home. We can do this with ourselves together. One thing I admire about the Spanish community, they know about generational wealth. They work and spend very little and know how to good time off of very little and make sure the rest goes to their family.
Yes, the Latino and Hispanic community practice group economics very, very, very well. Very well. We see a lot of ethnicities and different nationalities practice group economics very well. Strategically, group economics has been targeted within our community. Strategically, the most assistance comes to people separately, individually. Like child support is a financial assistance that still propels separating and keeping the family divided, or welfare or Section 8 or other assistance is not given for the group to be able to come together with those monies. Those monies are given off the conditions of doing it by yourself, making it on your own, even with food stamps. Okay? Food stamps not given to families doing it together and still needing assistance. Alafia family tuning in.
Alafia family.
So definitely, as we are educating ourselves on financial literacy, we're going to have to ask for the wisdom of what does financial literacy mean to the original people of the earth, the original beings, the people created from the dust, the people created, from this earth, the melanated beings, the true indigenous. What was financial literacy to us? We have to first start by land. Okay. Because a man that cannot feed himself is definitely not in control over his own land. Ashe. So as much as we are proud to be kings and queens virtually, and can only afford to upkeep our own crown and throne as these virtual empires we have created as kings and queens that have awakened during the spiritual awakening, we must now invest in the land. As many people want to invest in degrees and Airbnbs and CPNs and trade lines. There should be major deposits and investments towards the land, buying the land back. That should be the first step for financial literacy when it comes to those who are indigenous to the land.
I believe we have another income tax season coming by and going by, and where our people are getting quite a lump sum of money. We know this because we see the restaurants are being filled. We see the bars are being filled with our people. Our people out there laughing, living a rich life for a good week or two, and they have nothing to show for later on. Family, I'm not understanding, but we're doing it incorrectly, and it's systematically made that way. They made you feel as if when you get a nice little chunk of money that you got to hurry up and spend it. That's called slavery. Later on, you're going to say to yourself, oh, I had all that. I could have did this, or I could have invested in that. I could have actually built this. This could have still been making money for me. This could have been still generating for me. We're not wise when it comes to having money. We're going to have to up our wits when it comes to wealth. Yes, family, up our wits when it comes to wealth, because we're obtaining too much of it and not knowing what to do. We're giving it right back. As much as we are seeing how much our people are being given this money or earning this money, whatever you want to call it, they already know as much as they give you this, you're not going to do anything good with it. Our family has gotten how much money within the last 2 years, and how much land, how much property has been bought. How many businesses have actually been started up? It does not take that long to see progression, family. It's been way too long. We've seen them do it. We've seen them do it with the Black Wall Street.
Yes, it has been done.
It's been done, family. We are a generation who are also obtaining wealth. It was just not our elders who was obtaining the wealth. We are now looking like the elders to our youth. And they're asking, well, why do you want us to listen to you? And you don't even know what to do with money, let alone me. You want me to listen to you, yet I watch you not build anything for the family. No respect is going to be given. For those out there trying to gain the respect of their children, they're looking like we are looking to our parents. What did you do with all that money? What did you do with all that wealth? What did you do with all the currency that you did have? Because here I am standing with nothing.
And we all hear the same thing. Survive.
We have to up our wits on wealth, family, or else we're going to fall into the same track that our elders fell into.
Absolutely. Definitely, family. Make sure that you are sending love, positive vibes, positive energy. Now, when it comes to realistically speaking, okay, realistically, because we don't spend too much time in La La Land, in a dream world.
The land of Nod.
The land of Nod, thank you. When it comes to realistically speaking, not everyone is capable of being a business owner. That was known back then. That is known now. That'll be known tomorrow. Nothing new under the sun. Not everyone is capable of being a business owner. Okay? That does not give us the excuse of every family not having a business. Every family should have a business. That's how it was in the beginning. It didn't matter if you was high class, middle class, or low class. We've always had caste systems. We learned that in their public school systems. There's always been caste systems. As those positions have changed over time, there was a time where Moors was at the top of the caste system. The Asians was on top of the caste systems with their Chong, Yin, Yuan dynasties. And then you had the Romans that was on top of the caste system until the Roman Empire fell. So we've always had different classes of people. Within those different classes, every family still had a business, whether this family was the herdsman, the sheepsman, the blacksmith, the knitters, the sewers, the cooks. They had street markets selling their crops, their fruits and vegetables. Every family had an operating business, and everyone within that family played a very vital part and position in the family operating. So whatever education they received or went off to get, whatever they learned, they brought it back to propel the business, the family business forward, to continue to innovate and evolve the family business, or what we would call today updates, like we update phones and things. That was a part of the family bread and butter. Okay, that was something that everybody hold dear as a unit. Those was the first examples of group economics. We can't expect to have group economics as a community if we don't even have group economics as a family. Okay, so no, not everyone is going to be a business owner. What does that got to do with every family having a business? Nothing. There's no excuse. There's many descendants within the bloodline that could come together and be the pieces and the arms and legs of the machine operating. All right? That's one.
Yeah.
Two, why don't we have family businesses? Lack of trust. We as a people with the wisdom when it comes to having wealth, and the wisdom that we know that's needed for wealth is our character, Our character as a people is no good. That's why we don't get approved for loans. That's why we don't get approved for what other skin colors can get approved for, because our character has already showed for itself. Okay? We're not speaking on the character of being enslaved and colonized and oppressed. We're speaking of the character of when we are not dealing with those situations, what do we choose to do? Our people has been a people that has chosen to rob, steal, backstab, scam, and judge people of their own color, of their own kind. Not other nations, not other tribes. We talking about us. Yeah, we was the same people sold for slavery by our people. We was the same people who chiefs sold our land for liquor and gunpowder. We is those same descendants. That flows through our blood. So here we are in communities where our people have reached much money across their fingertips and hands. And when they did step out to do business, to invest, to engage in group economics within their people, what happened? They were done worse than the people outside of our skin color. We have financially, family, we have been done worse financially by our own people of color from the beginning of times. You could take all the way back to the Aztec, Inca, and Maya empires when your ass was going to be used for a sacrifice and they needed your heart. Okay? That was our own people. They wasn't using Caucasians as sacrifices to those gods. No, they were not. So, family, we have a history of bad character within our own people that lets people today not even trust doing business with their own family today.
And I'm glad you spoke on bad character. Because of bad character, we no longer want to barter. Now, bartering was something that caused us to have family businesses. You could not barter with your neighbors if you had nothing to barter with. So yeah, family, we're gonna have to go into family businesses. We used that because we had to barter. If we was going to have anything, we had to have something. But now look at our character. Do we trust our own family? Do we trust our people, our neighbors, to go out there and barter with each other? We don't even have that type of character with each other to go out and barter with each other, which would promote us having family businesses, actually promote us using our gifts, that our natural gifts that was given to us. Not everyone can grow. Not everyone got that thumb for growing great watermelons, but there's someone who is. And you know what? I'll grow something just to get some of them watermelons. Oh, that family over there, they got the best soil on their land for peaches. I mean, that's just the land that they got. That's just how they working that right there. They don't perfected that. So they growing the best, juiciest peaches. Not my land. I'm over here. I don't know what to do with my soil. Oh, I guess it can grow corn. Oh, well, you know what? We got a lot of cloth over here. We can sew some clothes. Oh, all these plants over here. I can make some herbal teas and some oils for healing. Perhaps that will give me some of those delicious peaches that my neighbors over there growing. Everyone has a business. Oh, but they're over there with some potatoes. Perhaps they may need some of these oils that I am making. Remember, family? Take it back. We used to barter. In order to barter, we had to have family businesses. If we had a family business, we had wealth. And if we have wealth, generations after us was going to have wealth. We have come far, far from that family. Now we are more so on, let's just go on to these Walmarts and these Krogers and these whatever stores is inside of your community, your malls. You just want to go there. You don't care about having a market, because as long as you got some money, you just go into the store and buy whatever you want. Care not if your neighbor has what you're looking for. So now you don't care if you have a market. We have to get back into family markets. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, that is the family gift. Not everyone can cook, but it's a family out there who's some bad cooks. You know, from generation to generation, they're going to fry that chicken like no one else is frying that chicken. That is their gift. You got some out there, ooh, there's some bricklayers. From generation to generation, them some people who can lay some bricks. That is a gift. Not everyone can do that. That is not only a gift, but that is a family business. We're looking at gifts and family businesses like they are two different things, family. We're going to have to start to put wisdom into wealth. The gifts that we are given are made for profit. That is the scripture. The gifts that we are given are for profit. Not all the gifts got to be spiritual gifts. For those out there thinking only gifts can be spiritual, you have physical gifts with your hands. Some of you are great painters. Some of you are great artists. Some of you are awesome when it comes to music. My goodness, I wish I could freestyle. I'm not a great freestyler. I can't just flow off the top of the dome like some of you are. But some of y'all are quite gifted with the words and playing on with words. That is a gift. We have to start to exercise our gifts so that the family can start to pick up on their gifts, so that we can start to pick on generational wealth once again. We cannot pick up on generational wealth if the family don't even know who they are or what they are good at.
Absolutely. So true. I would have to say for the last 60 years, those generations of melanated people are a lot more ungrateful than the previous generation. And here are the facts to back it up. And before we get into the facts to back it up, because this is an interactive platform, so regardless of what time it is, we require interaction. So family, would you like to say that the generations before us was wiser with money, or the newer generations?
Ooh.
I say for like the past 60 years. All right. This is where we become interactive. This is when we engage. This is when we send energy on behalf of the energy that we're receiving during this live stream. So family, would you say who's wiser when it comes to wealth? The generations from the last 60 years or before? Okay. And after you all answer, family, we will get into the facts of how the newer generations are a lot more. Okay, so no ma'am, the generations now are more interactive. The question was, were the generations before more wiser than wealth, or the generations from the last 60 years? That is the question. Who's wiser with wealth? Generations from the 1940s or whenever the last 60 years has been, I believe in the 1960s, or the generations before the 1960s. Who were wiser with wealth? Okay, Miss Danielle Sanders, who we met when she was on beautiful Washington, has stated before. All right, we see you. Okay, waiting on the rest of the family. Thank you, Miss Danielle.
Okay, so what you think?
I'm thinking before.
You're thinking before as well?
Yes.
I would have to say before. If I can give my opinions.
Absolutely.
All right. As family is putting down their opinions why they believe what generation is wiser with wealth, I would have to say before. And I say that because of actual factual proofs. You can go back into our generation and see that they was buying homes. They was buying land, despite of what's happening to the homes and the land today, because the youth don't know what to do with it. But our generations before was big on putting down on a home. They was big on earning money, having a market, knowing how to save and knowing how to invest. I've actually done studies on the generations that came before my generation, and they was quite wise with wealth. strategically set up to get rid of their money, to spend their money. My goodness, when crack hit the platform, that really took a lot of our wealth out of our people. And now I see the generation today, and I see, well, what are you all dealing with? Electronics, Wi-Fi. Why are you not making more money? For the internet is a huge tool to sit down on your fat ass, as some would say, and just make money. The internet is a phone and a computer. You can sit there and make a lot of money. The tools that the elders back then did not have. But yet they knew that they had to make money to continue making money. It was a state of mind already. This generation is so ready to have fun and just spend, as if they can just take all the hard earnings that the elders have made and now they can just go and play it away. It's like spoiled rich kids. Ungrateful.
Said it. This generation is more ungrateful.
And yeah, I call them kids. I know.
So that's how they're acting. Thank you very much for your explanation, baby. Ms. Danielle, you only said that because your parents were more afraid. Can you please give details of what you mean and further explain your statement of what you mean by because your parents were more afraid is why they were more wiser when it came to wealth? And family, we're still waiting on the rest of you all's responses. Also, there is 42 minutes until the cutoff.
42? No. 30. 27.
Excuse me. 27 minutes into the cutoff, family. Yes. 27 minutes into the cutoff to book your own personal mini reading. I like to say before, because the generations before had less access to wealth opportunities. I would say in these generations, a lot more has been innovated, a lot more has been multiplied when it comes to people, population, properties, real estate. No matter what business, it's been an increase. Okay, and what's going on is being monopolized by only a certain group of people versus spread out within the Western Hemisphere. Meaning, before the 1960s and 1940s, our people had access to wealth, but not access to all of the wealth opportunities. Okay, they didn't have the same as they weren't able to go to the schools with everyone. There was segregation, apartheid, Jim Crow laws, captivity. Okay, so we're speaking of a group of people that were under a lot of demise, a lot of oppression, and still had to make do. Still was able to build homes, still was able to build families, and they were having children, 9+ children, 10+ children. They were having big football teams as family, able to feed those healthy children and families to where they was going off to create their own families. There was land, there was property, there was farms. In the midst of servitude, slavery, captivity, colonization, segregation, Jim Crow laws, they were still making do with the access to the wealth that they had, okay? Which lets me know that they were more wiser when it came to wealth. Because even though they didn't have the access to the opportunities that we have today, like college or universities or student loans or jobs, filling out an application, going to get a job, which our people didn't have access to back then. They had to go out. What were they good at? Could they sing? Could they sew? Could they sweep? Could they wield metal? Could they farm? Could they garden? They had to rely on their natural born gifts because of the lack of access they had to the colonizers that had came and start to build commerce on their lands. Okay, and then also we could go further back and see between the kings and the empires and the queens and the rulers what they were able to do with their wealth, which was take care of kingdoms, queendoms, villages, empires, communities versus just their household, which we are struggling to take care of today. So, with more advanced technology, we see our people struggling more with finances when it comes to collective group economics and seeing that money go further than the bills that's been having to be paid for the last 60, 70 years. Family. That means our wealth is not going to be determined by what opportunities they give us. That's what that means.
Mhm.
That means that our wealth is not determined off of the opportunities they gave us. I don't think the wealth of Madam C.J. Walker or any of those very renowned, known, melanated people was based off of the opportunities that they gave us. Like those who participated in building Black Wall Street. I don't think that was off the opportunities that they gave us. So here we are, people upset because of the lack of opportunities that they gave us versus the opportunities that our ancestors gave us.
I say, I very much agree with that as well. Our elders did not have the opportunity that they are giving the youth today. I see that the elders before us was a lot more hungrier. They knew that they could not fail. Now, yes, the generation today, they are standing up and being more boisterous and standing out there and, getting their name out there. But when it comes to building for the family, we are not seeing that. We're seeing majority people who are famous doing that, but we're not getting in our communities. Now, in the communities before, yes, you have more of our people owning land, more of our people owning homes. That was the celebrity life. If you owned your home and you owned your land, you was a celebrity in that town. Was no TV, was no radio, but people knew what was going on around them. It was more interactive with people. So yeah, it was more of a different type of show off versus I got these many views. What is those views going to do for the family later on? I have these many followers. I've taken these many pictures for my Instagram. I have these many likes. This is what we are seeing the generation more so falling into versus this is how many cows I own. This is how many horses I have on my land. How many houses I have on my land. How many children I have. That was the wealth back then. That's not the wealth today. Now we have more of the young ladies seeing more children they get, the more assistance they can get.
More of that money has been taken from the generations to come to pay for abortions.
Mm.
That's what we mean by how wise have the people been when it comes to wealth. They'll rather take that hard-earned money to go pay for the abortion versus pass it down to the generations to come. Lafayette family that's coming in.
Lafayette Antoinette on YouTube.
Thank you for tuning in from YouTube family. These are important conversations that need to be held because we see our people is not going to become unattracted to wealth. No matter how hard obtaining it is, no one ever gets turned off and say, F it. It's too much. I don't want to be wealthy. That has never been said. It's always been sought after. So if we know this is something that as a people we're going to always seek after, why not revise and edit the game plan? Because obviously we were the people that were relying on our celebrities, our A-listers, our people that made it from the community and became the football players and the basketball players and the rappers and the actresses, those who made it into the entertainment field. We started to rely on them. And we see that their money couldn't make it back to our communities for us to use to make generational wealth. So that means each man must stand on his own 2 feet. Each family must come together with their family business before we can start looking at others in our community as a stepping stone for generational wealth.
Too many people from the hood don't realize that. Rappers don't made it big, and they was promised that they were gonna come back and take care of the hood, and we was all gonna get out the hood. That ain't happened.
For 40 years, too many people relied on that. The drug dealers, the sacrifices they have made, good and bad, that was more intimately bringing generational wealth to the community at a horrible cost, health and life. For those who didn't believe Genesis, when it said God said, you eat from the tree of knowledge, you surely will die. Well, we became so wise that we learned how to kill ourselves quicker. It's the truth. Became so wise, learned how to die sooner. So, for those street warriors that wasn't going to sit and be broke, we just got to keep it real. You can tell them all day long those drugs is killing people. Well, they watching the rest of the people die of hunger, die of stress, die of anxiety, die of depression.
I was just about to say, dying of stress. Well, I'll tell you, when we ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, stress helped kill Adam. I'm sure he could have kept on living, him and Eve, but that stress of having to survive.
And it was on their heart.
Well, we can eliminate stress by being more wise.
Absolutely. So when it comes to wisdom, we have to now learn discernment. Discernment is a must. People brag on, street smarts, book smarts. There's many different variations of smarts. Discernment is a spirit of the Most High that we're blessed with. The spirit of discernment is needed to obtain your wisdom. Okay? Definitely going to have to use discernment now, because we no longer can use the excuse of Cousin Pookie scammed me when I was trying to go in business. Well, your discernment should have been turned up so you know which cousin to go into business with. Now we got 2 separate cousins in the same family, both separately running businesses. Because of the one cousin that wasn't discerned on who not to trust. So definitely when it comes to wisdom, we're going to have to increase our discernment, which only requires a prayer and a faith the size of a mustard seed. Not much to invest. So when it comes to being ungrateful, Alafia family tuning in.
Alafia family.
When it comes to being ungrateful, we can see that in many different ways, in many different layers. Okay, so obviously investing in the electronics and the technology is not wise. Investing in these things that die, you got to replace them, die, replace them, die, replace them, ain't the same as investing in land that your descendants, generations can come and work on and till and grow. It's not the same. It's not the same value. Okay? For the same people that will cry to the government for welfare, food stamps, and assistance will still go line up at the department stores and clothing stores and electronic stores to spend cash. It's the lack of wisdom of why we are suffering financially as a collective. And this has been preached over and over again.
That's it. Family, we have 14 minutes until the cutoff time. Alafia Marcia. Alafia Nicole Ramsey.
We need to unite Pan-Africans in buying land, my people, because it's our God-given right to get our freedom. There's way more land than the Pan-Africans that's already being that's being habitated by the original tribes of those lands. Okay, so those for those that are Pan-African want to buy land, if you was truly descendants of those Africans, you should be able to just go find your cousin Umbala that way, and say, hey, I'm a descendant that was sold off into slavery. Where's my land at? But we see they ain't happened since slavery ended. So that was another trick of our people, believing that they was going to be able to just invest in land on one continent, Africa, like there ain't millions of people already habiting that land. Why not start with the land you already live on? People want to own land, and the land they don't even live on. How wise is that?
And I'm gonna go ahead and dive deep and indulge into that right there. Alafia Nicole, how you doing? You family, okay? Don't get scared away from Baba, because Baba about to hit on that subject real quick, and it ain't got nothing to do with you, okay? First of all, my Pan-African people, first of all, not African. You are sitting on your land. All right, yeah, family. Then I'm gonna block this message. We're gonna get through to this. Family, for those who are still believing in the Pan-African slave trade and over the Atlantic Ocean and all of that good stuff, we did not land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. We did not land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. We did not land on Plymouth Rock. They landed on us. We are sitting on land, and we are all living in apartments and houses that are being rented because we don't know how to claim the land that we are sitting on. So we are so busy trying to take our wealth and go off of our land. And trust me, over there in Africa are the most billionaires and trillionaires in the entire world. They have wealth. They're not trying to share it with you. It's not your generational wealth. Therefore, it's not your generations over there. That's why you don't get none of their billions of dollars that they have. So here you are trying to enslave yourself over to land that you have no idea how to grow anything, survive on, live on. It's not your terrain. Wisdom. How can we put wisdom into wealth? Knowing how to claim who you are, first off, so that you can claim your wealth that is already due to you by God, because God gave everyone their land and gave everyone their own language, their own portion of the fat of this earth.
Yeah, that all melanated people didn't have to be crammed up on one continent. That's not empireship. That's not being rulers of the world. We ruled the world, but we was only cramped up on one continent. No. Melanated ruled the world from every landmass that they occupied, which was every landmass that has ever been. Okay? All right? That's what we mean by we, the original beings, ruled the world. Okay? We ruled the world from every landmass that we occupied, from a people that we got to remove the confusions. Too much confusion hovering over the people, and we cut through it. Why is there confusion? Because melanated beings are the same group of people that would collectively agree that all races started from the melanated race. Okay? As a collective, all melanated people would agree that every nationality, every ethnicity, every race are descendants of the original melanated race. And then out the same mouth would proclaim that all those people only lived in Africa. So you mean all the original melanated Asians, Australians, Germans, Russians, all the melanated original beings on all the land masses only lived in Africa? Because that's what the Pan-African movement is teaching, while still saying, yes, we ruled the world from just one continent. No. Those Africans don't have to wait till you have a spiritual awakening movement to now share their wealth. They could have been sent their wealth to the people that they so-called sold off into slavery. They don't have to wait till you wake up for you to want to go buy land over there. They could have been presented the descendants of their family land if we were definitely their family.
And that goes into wealth family. The Zhao family has their wealth. Got their wealth over there. Now we have to gain our wealth over here. We must understand where our wealth come from. And yes, Nicole, I am glad that you are buying land and you know exactly what you're doing with the authentication and all of that good stuff. But now we got to teach the people of it, because our people are seriously hooked on Pan-African and going over there and trying to buy land because they feel as if that's where they belong. We're going to have to reteach our family, and that's where wisdom comes in. We cannot be emotional. We're going to have to be wise into getting these riches back. Because once upon a time, we ruled this world. Once upon a time, we owned all the gold. So yeah, we're going to have to start to teach people. Yes, we're going to have to obtain our land. And a lot of times with the knowledge and wisdom that we're teaching, you don't even need money for. We're speaking of wealth. Wealth is completely different from money, family. As long as you got knowledge and wisdom, you can obtain all that you are needing. Money is another tool to get the wealth. I know you family, Nicole. I knew you was family. Yes, we have to understand that wealth and family, we have 6 minutes until the cutoff time. We have to understand that wealth is going to come from wisdom. Wealth is going to come from wisdom. That means the wisdom comes first. Because we must understand, what is our people going to do if they did get land today? If they all understood who they were and was able to claim their land, what would they do with it? I'm so scared.
I hope they wouldn't follow their ancestors previously and sell the land for liquor, gunpowder, and titles.
I'm so scared. You would think. But first of all, we would have to be wise enough to know that that was a mistake we made before. But we don't know that we made that mistake. We thought that we came off of boats. So first off, we would have to know our current mistake that we're still dealing with. So now that we are those children who sold their own villages out for gunpowder, alcohol, tobacco.
Yes.
We are those children. We're not the same ones who they taught us that we got off slave boats and just ended up here and now we just slaves. No, we're not. So we're going to have to use a little bit of wisdom so that we won't fall back into the same trap. Or else what's the whole point of waking up and getting all the wealth? If you're only going to waste it all over again.
Repeat the same mistakes. And they will be repeated if you haven't learned from our mistakes. Like our people, we know our people haven't learned from mistakes because our people still believe that they came from a whole nother continent that has not came back and gotten them. That mistake still hasn't been learned. Our people are still thinking that their life that they're waiting for is across seas. because that's what they was taught. They came from across seas. Well, those people should have been came back across seas like every other nation goes to war to get their people from across seas. But I've not seen not nan African get on nan TV or internet nor radio and say they are coming to get their descendants, because it's millions of us. And I mean, Africa would be even greater, right, if they had all of their descendants on their land. But it's not true.
And they have billions and billions and billions.
It's not true, family. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. You cannot say that Africa is the motherland, but then the first early civilizations was the Inca, Maya, and Aztec empires. Because people of melanated nation will say both out the same mouth. They would. They would tell you, oh, mother civilization is Africa. Oh, but the first civilization is Aztec, Maya, Inca with the oldest pyramids. I have to remove the confusion. They have their land over there. Okay, they have their tribes over there. They have their clans over there, as they always have. Always, since the beginning of time. These people that's over here has always been over here. Always, from the beginning of time. Always. Trust us, family. People was not traveling months and months and months on the seas for commerce, where we had rivers that let us go up and down the Americas. Great rivers. Okay? It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to spend 9 months to 2 years to travel to Africa to trade when you could go up and down from Florida to Canada and trade, or go through the Mississippi rivers and trade, like the natives were known to do.
Nasha. Alafia family. We got Miss Sherry Henderson coming on there.
Alafia, Sherry. We ain't seen you about 2 years, love.
We got Renelle, LaShawn, Alafia. Use a new face in. I share. I do pray Miss Tucker J for tagging that one on there.
Yes, and thank you, Miss Danielle, as well, for tagging Miss Renelle on here. So now we see that you up late nighters coming in after we've already been live an hour and 27 minutes. We is enjoying y'all faces and y'all energy.
Wow, Nicole. Says felons don't even know after 10 years you can take a citizen test and become a citizen again and get the felonies off of you.
That needs to be posted.
That needs to be posted.
ASAP.
I personally did not know that.
That should have went more viral than PPP news. Definitely will be posting it. Thank you so much for relaying that information. That's why if a family wants to know who we're talking to, we're talking to family that's tuning in on YouTube. That's why we say this is an interactive platform, because each one teach one. We are learning from each other.
Sure.
For those who want to just sit up here and listen to us talk all night and not say nothing, send nothing, do anything back, those are what we will call energy vampires. And do know that we rebuke energy vampires, and we also charge energy vampires with energy vampirism and receive all that energy back.
All right back, Usher.
Yes, we do follow the laws of nature. You should too.
Usher. So I do pray Nicole for sharing that bit of information. We pray that anyone who needed that information use that information. That is wisdom being applied.
You would think of people that believe the colonizers wrote the Bible to colonize melanated people would have wrote that we all from Africa in Genesis. You think they would have put that in there if they wrote the book to call? It's just too much confusion but swimming over our people's head. So when you say you woke and you're awakened, what are you waking up to? Are you waking up to just confusion, grogginess, crust in your eyes, congestion?
I think our people is not actually ready to be awoken before all the work that you got to put in to be awake.
The Matrix.
A lot of family thought waking up was gonna be easy breezy. I don't have to do no work no more. No, that's not what an awake means. No, you actually gonna be working till the day you die, regardless. You going to sleep and waking up are two different things. We're waking up to knowledge and wisdom, how to free ourselves. That's what we're waking up to.
Yes, our ancestors birthed this nation, the ones that we're standing on, family. Family, you cannot continue to believe in the lies that a group of people that first landed on these soil died, okay, the first winter because they did not know how to grow crops. All right, remember, they died. That was the first group. Before we could get to the Pilgrims, the Puritans, and the Quakers, they died because they did not have any knowledge. What wisdom? They lacked wealth because what? Lack of wisdom. They didn't have any knowledge of the lands and soils they came across, nor did they have any knowledge of the people in the lands to build relationships to learn. They dogged them out as soon as they got there, that the people couldn't trust them. As soon as they start teaching them how to do stuff, they start killing them off, so they stopped. Okay, so we can't think that a group of people that died when they came over went back, got another group of people on a whole nother land that ain't from this land, and was able to bring them over here too, who had knowledge of this land and was able to grow crops on this land and not die too. Family, the Americas and Africa do not have the same soil, nor climate, nor terrain, nor crops. Okay. Wisdom. Speaking on wisdom. That's what we need to acquire. So you can't believe that the same people that died when they first came over here went back, got millions of melanated people from another soil, another climate, another terrain, another diet, another language, brought them onto this land, and they was able to, slave and work for cash crops. What knowledge do Africans have of this soil to grow, to farm, to garden? This soil. It would have only had been the inhabitants of that soil that knew those lands from since they first got on that soil. Knew the seasons, knew the climates, were nomadic, knew where to travel during certain times to not die. Africans come over here today and still cook their own fufu. Still cook their own food that's native to their lands.
Yep. They will still eat some fufu and know the yam does not grow naturally over here like it does over there. We get sweet potatoes.
No, they're not over there growing tobacco and corn like we are over here. No, they're not over there growing peaches and walnuts and potatoes like we are over here.
Oh, y'all think they're over there enjoying watermelon? Nah, they're not.
Oh, you think they growing pineapples over there? So these are just things when we say we're woke, we're conscious. What are we conscious about? Let's become conscious about our roots and where our feet are planted at this soil. Let's take back this land before you all want to go to another land and rebuild. That's wise. That is so wise. Master living on this land before you think you're going to go to a whole nother continent and master living over there.
So many people try to believe in early 2000s. People try going over to Africa, try to live. Ooh, they found out that was not going to work.
The Ghana movement.
That Ghana movement.
Everybody go back to Ghana. Shit. They treated them like white folks landing over there.
I was young. I was a teenager. And I was watching that. I was like, oh, really? I'm good. It sounds cool. It sounds nice. But my spirit wasn't having it.
Sharing stated, we are an all-minded, spiritual, intellectual people. We need to embrace this. Yes, each one teach one. When we know better, we will be better.
I say.
I'll see Basugiful.
All right.
I just read what I saw.
Is that a new word? Did you just besugiful? Listen, ma'am, I like that word, besugiful. Don't try to correct it.
Right, take it to say Ashe.
Ashe, we're Asheing that. Besugical. Besugiful.
Basugiful.
Don't try to correct it.
Basugiful. So, and she agreed with it.
Totally agree. Ashe, we have just coined a new word tonight, family. That's the type of history we are making here in the House of Confirmations. Say it again for us, Miss Sherry.
Basugiful.
Besugiful.
Oh, thank you. The whole world is Africa.
No.
The whole world is not Africa.
No.
The whole world is Earth. Okay.
I'll say this much. Because we take Bible studies in this house, the godchildren, Tucker J, you know you are one of them. Definitely, we realize that the civilization comes nowhere near close to over there in Africa. You're not going to find the oldest artifacts over there in Africa. We cannot say everything is Africa when Africanus was a man who actually conquered over that land before it was even called Africa. The whole world has been divided in the days of Peleg. We have been all divided, so we can't say the whole world is one. No, we are holy. We are separated from the rest of them heathens over there. Sorry to say it like that, but it is what it is. We cannot see ourselves to be the same.
Every nation has been separated on their own land. Okay.
No, the whole world is not Africa. We need to understand that because Chinese people know the whole world in Africa, and they're closer to Africa than we are.
Yes, they are.
Europeans, the Romans know that they're not Africa, and trust me, they got some books over there, some knowledgeable books over there. They know that we are not Africa, but yet they want to try and run over here. Ask me why Africa is not being ran by Rome, and Africa's right there, but Africa's so great.
Yes.
We must be something great over here, greater.
Absolutely. We can agree to disagree all day long, but facts will prove this to be true. Africa just got their name. They was conquered over way before they even seen the Americas. Okay, they done had a good time over there to Africa, where it used to be Alkebulan. So was Africa the whole world, or was it Alkebulan? Okay, so that means we have to understand the history of Africa and when they got colonized. Okay, so a place that was supposed to be the whole world got colonized by other nations before they even reached the Americas. So if Africa was the whole civilization of the world, the oldest pyramids should be found on their land. The oldest fossils should be found on their land. Okay, the oldest mountain range should be found on their land, which is all found in the Americas. I hope they're teaching this, but you could go Google it. Where's the oldest mountain range?
The rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
The rainforest gives us the most oxygen throughout the entire Earth range. We can find gopher wood, if you want to take it biblical. We can find gopher wood being grown only in Florida. Godchildren, you know of this through the Bible studies. To find that the civilization actually started over here. And we apologize already for the lies that we all had to fall for that was taught to all of us. You're not the only one who just came with this, oh my goodness, I think we all come from Africa, and Africa is the civilization. No, we was all taught that. We know, we understand. But that's the whole point of waking up and reteaching ourselves. We were taught that by our enemies. It was not a black thing. We never thought of anything before Roots about Africa. Roots, the show Roots. Everyone, Roots did it. Alex Haley, he did it. Before that, we knew nothing of us coming from Africa.
There's no proof that everyone comes from Africa. There's no proof. Africa should be able to support the whole world's oxygen supply, just like South America does. But Africa doesn't. We was also taught that the first civilizations was the Maya, Inca, and Aztec empires, not African empires. Okay? So no, Africa is not the mother civilization. They're the mother civilization when it comes to being colonized because they was conquered by Rome before we were. But no, they are not the first civilization. You can see it today. You can see the evolution. You can see the technology. You can see the advancement. Our people on this side of the hemisphere are way more advanced, are way more technicalized than their countries are. Okay, so just because they're still living third world country does not mean they was the first civilization. The first civilizations are the most advanced civilizations. Okay, the most innovative civilizations. So the Americas has been pumping out pyramids and artifacts for the longest. Their researchers, they're finding the tombs over here.
In your Grand Canyon,
Okay,
your Mayan temples.
yes,
We all fell for the lie, and then we got passionate about the lie that they taught us.
yes. Africans can't be the original people because melanated beings was all over the earth as the original people. The Asians, the Australians, every nation originally had melanated people on there. All dark people didn't live on one continent. So no, that debunks that as well. Every continent, every landmass had melanated people in the beginning of the time. You have melanated Asians, you have melanated Australians, you have melanated Hawaiians, you have melanated Germans, melanated Russians,
Melanated Englishmen,
melanated Englishmen,
Scottish.
melanated Scottish, melanated Irish. You have melanated beings on every landmass in the beginning of time. Melanated people weren't only made from the land of Africa and then all the other colors was made on their land. No, they all started from dark people.
And do you think that the Aboriginal Australians
We're back, family.
I say, yeah, they're not gonna block tonight. They're not gonna block tonight because we gotta get this out. Whether yes, we can agree to disagree, but it's still our job to make sure you understand the actual facts rules. Because you can ask any Aboriginal Australian, they will let you know they don't come from Africa. They've always been there. They've been there their entire life. The Aboriginal Japanese, the Aboriginal Chinaman. When we look at the studies, man, all of them, they are melanated. They are not the pale skin as we think.
So we were on all land masses. We weren't only living on one continent. Every landmass.
They will tell you that they do not come from Africa as well. We are the only ones who were tricked with the Africa slave trade story with Alex Haley Roots family. For those who do not know, before Roots, we always knew that we were native from this land. To be native from this land, which meant you never came from any other land. That's what it means to be native. So we cannot say one place is the civilization of them all, and we have natives on their own land.
Yes, and you can't be native from both lands, so you can't be African and American. No, that was false as well.
Right. For those who want to say African American, that doesn't make any sense. Africans don't come over here and get a green card and say we're African Americans.
They're still Africans.
They're still Africans
when they come over here. Jamaicans. Now, culturally, they may be African American, They may practice the African culture and American culture. Or culturally, someone may be Japanese American, practice the Japanese culture and the American culture. But nationality, when it comes to nationality, we were all here before they started to be leprosized and go through leprosy and lose pigment. We were all here on every landmass. We weren't only cramped up on one continent and the rest of the landmass had different colored people. The original beings all started out with one color. So it don't matter what landmass it is. We're talking about the Americas, Africas, Asia, Europe, Antarctica. Any people on this earth in the beginning of time was made with melanin, had the pigment of melanin. So no, Pangea wasn't even called Africa when they came up with the Pangea story. They named it Pangea. So as Africa is not the oldest landmass, they don't even have the oldest mountains, oldest pyramids. So no, the whole world is not Africa. That name just came from Africanus, who named them that after himself. So how's the whole world named after a man that conquered a continent? That's not where history starts. History doesn't start when that European conquered Africa and named it that. Well, conquered Alkebulan. It was named Alkebulan at the time. So history doesn't start with Africanus Maximus conquering Alkebulan and naming it Africa, which his daughter named Nigeria after herself. So that's not where history starts. There was dark-skinned people on other land masses before Alkebulan got conquered and we changed into Africa. So no, that's not the origin of civilization. And that's why biblical studies is important.
Just gonna say that. We'd love to see you into biblical studies so that we can actually give you a full understanding and proof of this and how it's written, not us speaking from our opinions, but it's actually written and we can find the writings to prove us these things that we're speaking on. So that's why I love the terminology to agree to disagree, but because we are teachers, we cannot leave you in a state of ignorance. So whether you would like to take the knowledge or not, we still are going to give it so that you can go off and do your own research and study. Prayerfully try to prove us wrong and find the knowledge and truth in it. But that's what family is supposed to do.
Yes, definitely. We are the original people native from our land. So as much as our people call themselves Africans, you should be able to name all of your ancestors. Because that's your people. That's the tribe you come from. That's who you're descendant of. So you should be able to go back at least 7 generations and go back from there. But a lot of people go back 2-3 generations and then jump to Africa because of their DNA census tests. They spit was swabbed. No, go back 7 generations and see what you find. And then go back 7 generations from there and see what you find. And keep going. Because we know people who have. And we get confirmations every day in our inbox. In Canada. Canada is a very important piece of land mass that gets overlooked all the time.
Canada. Man, I can't. Not sure why we kept trying to travel up north, but we was promised to end up in there.
Yes. When I tried to get there, it was a 2-year waiting list.
Right. Your French got it on lock.
Oh my goodness, I'm so tired of them. Well, you think it's saying the same thing, but we're not all Africans. The Aboriginal Australians don't say they're from Africa. They're originally the original people of Australia.
Right. It's only a terminology we, as the people over here, use. Nowhere else around the world do they say we all come from Africa. Therefore, we can't say it's a true fact. It's just it's an emotional fact. It's an emotional opinion. So we know it sounds nice, but trust me, no one else is saying it, and we have to understand why no one else is saying it. The Africans, I don't even think they believe it.
No, that's why she went on there and gave that public apology, saying they was never taught that their people were sold over here and we are their people. She said it. They made her apologize for the slave trade, and in her apology, she apologized that they was never taught that. That's something only we was taught. And then when we was in grade school learning world history, they still taught about the native people on this land that were called Indians, and they were called Indians because they was dark skinned. Okay. India and Ethiopia was terms that spoke of the dark skinned people. Negro spoke on the dark skinned people. These were all terms given to dark skinned people and not just Africans. When Christopher Columbus came over here, he didn't write and say he saw Africans. He knew where Africa was. He saw Indians, another group of dark skinned people. So just because you have melanin does not mean you're African, just like we've seen melanated Indians over there in East India. That's why you have a West Indies and an East Indies. We've seen the Indians over there. They get very, very dark skinned. Will they tell you they from Africa? No. Just because dark skinned people are everywhere does not mean they migrated out of one continent. They're descendants of the originals of their own land. Just like you have Caucasians that would call themselves African, that were born and raised in South Africa. They are Africans. They was born there. They people been there before the apartheid and after the apartheid. They are Africans. Are they dark skinned? Are they black? No. But they're descendants of those natives that were living in that landmass. That dude that was on the TV show, he always speak on how he's South African. He's like a comedian.
Trevor something. He's a comedian. He's on Comedy Central, light-skinned South African.
He'll let you know, not African American, South African.
I actually thought he was gonna come over here to America and blend in with African Americans so that he looked more Mexican than anything.
He made a joke about that too. They thought he was mixed with Mexican. He was like, no, he's South African. That's where he's from. So as you continue to study and research, you will know when Africa got their name, and you will study all the dark people on all the land masses, as they all have their history.
I say, and I'll give you this little bit of tidbit information, Sherry. I want you to Google gopherwood. Google gopherwood, and why I'm telling you to Google gopherwood, because it's stated in the Bible that that's what was used to build Noah's Ark. And find out where gopherwood only grows at in the entire world, and where Noah would have to have been to build Noah's Ark. And then you come to a conclusion of, well, where was he? Where was everyone? Where was the civilization of everything? Where did the boat land after the flood was resided?
Right. And if everything comes from Africa, how come gopherwood doesn't grow in Africa?
Horses are only indigenous over here to the Americas. Let me go ahead and state that horses only made it over there to the rest of the world when Columbus discovered us over here. Quote unquote, again, discovered us over here away from the rest of the world. They ain't never seen horses. And guess what, y'all? We ain't never seen oink oink pigs. Pigs came over here with them. Also, it's an invasive species bird that came over here. I believe it's the brown thrasher or some some bird that goes into other nests and take their nests and stuff like that. But they're an invasive species. They came over here with them as well. So there's things that we've never seen from over there, and there's things that they ain't never seen over here. That means we ain't never seen each other. We ain't never been to each other's places. They had to discover where we was. And we still have indigenous islands today that man in the Matrix have never seen before. Oh, I love watching those documentaries. When these Caucasian people be coming onto these islands, seeing these indigenous people, they throwing spears and shit at them, poison darts made of snake poison venom. These people ain't never seen a camera, butt ass naked out there. These people will let you know, Africa, what? We've been here ever since the beginning. How did they get there? The most technology they got is a rowboat. They ain't going across no oceans.
Right.
They is up and down the stream with a rowboat.
Yeah, so where are these tribes coming from that have never been found by anyone, that has had no interaction with the rest of the world? When did they travel from Africa, and why aren't everything indigenous from Africa? Each landmass has its own things own species that things are indigenous from. That was the whole big thing of Mark Dawson's discovery. He was going to different land masses and learning that only certain species live on certain land masses. He learned that the same type of lions didn't live everywhere. The same species of birds didn't live everywhere. The same species of snakes didn't live everywhere. Okay? So no, Africa can't be the whole world if Africa doesn't even hold the species and plants and people that other land masses have. You cannot grow everything in Africa that you can grow over here. They don't have the climate, land, or terrain. Now, South America produces the most oxygen, which we see have the most source for the most people to be able to survive. The greatest supply of oxygen. So if Africa was able to birth the whole world, it should have the greatest supply of oxygen, which we could find in South America.
You know, our tropics is so famous. Straight in my head making jokes, right? Thinking of candy. Thinking we got a whole flavor range just for the tropical section that only grows over here. Your pineapples, your mangoes. These are your tropical style fruits, not safari fruits. Not your Asian ling fruit. We talking about tropical fruits. We talking about, let's go ahead into watermelon. Y'all Negroes naturally love watermelons. I'm sorry to say it like that if it offends you, but we are some Negroes. And we love us some watermelon. You're not going to find that over there. Your spirit's going to get highly upset thinking that you ever was over there. And your spirit always have watermelon. Spitting seeds out, making more watermelons.
You're going to be hot and all they're going to have is spicy food. No mango, no pineapple.
Yep, you're naturally from over here.
Yes. And the whole world was called Earth, not Africa. It's called Earth.
Okay, family enjoying this mix too. So got DJ Baba is on the ones and twos tonight.
Got this shit on Kevin.
Ooh.
Make the bush.
How family feeling out there? I do pray. Thank you, Sherry, for the live discussion because that is exactly what we asked for. Is for interaction.
Absolutely. All day, every day. Definitely enjoy these 2 hours with family. Family, if you're just now tuning in, make sure that you tune in and watch from the beginning and catch all the messages that family been back.
Laughing at them haters, family. Laughing at them haters.
Oh.
Now they're gonna say 0 view. I know at least I'm one viewer. You can't tell me 0. Really, Facebook?
Like I'm not viewing.
Right.
Yeah. Family don't want to sleep.
Yep. Family, we love you.
Family, when you enjoyed this night, make sure that y'all are registering for the HOK Luxury Spiritual Wellness and Healing Mansion Retreats.
I say, we love you, and we thank you. And until next time, Oda.
Hey, we finna lecture slide out of here. They ain't doing the lecture slide all around the world.